Hi everybody, Fiona Clark, the Zenergizer here. Now I wanted to give you some little tips and clues and understandings about why we tap on certain points. Now you know I use tapping a lot for all sorts of different things, whether it's a physical problem, an emotional problem, a spiritual problem, whatever it is, you can tap it away. But what so many people don't ever tell you is, what are you doing when you're actually tapping and connecting to these different points? What are these points? Are they just any old willy-nilly points? No, they're not. These points that we use, top of the head, and there's some here, side of the hand, we're going to talk about in a minute, are specific points on the meridians. The Chinese meridians, there's 14 of them that go up and down our body. They are the energy pathways that carry that flow. And each of those meridians has different emotions connected to them, but they also work on a physical basis as well, which is why they are so powerful. But what I want to give you some information about today is, why do we tap on the side of the hand? Now, a lot of you who do the tapping will know that people will see you doing this and they're saying, even though I feel this, blah, 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 I love, accept, and blah, blah, blah. Now, this meridian is the small intestine meridian. The small intestine meridian is responsible for our subconscious mind. So it's getting into the biggest part of our brain, the brain that really governs our thoughts, our actions, and everything else. Because let's face it, our subconscious mind actually rules about 85–90% of everything that we're doing, because those are the thoughts that we're reacting from, not our conscious mind. Unfortunately, we need to switch it round, don't we? So this is why this is really important. Now, the subconscious, the small intestine meridian here literally starts down here, comes up, and it finishes on here. In fact, it goes the other way. It comes up from the finger and comes up here. Now, in the Chinese medicine, there are yin and yang. So you've got, you know, in the 5 elements, I'm not going to go into too much of this, but in the 5 elements, you'll have a yin and you'll have a yang organ. Now, the heart and the small intestine work together. The heart is actually your yin, because that is the organ that is working all the time, to the small intestine's yang. Now, the heart meridian actually comes up from the little finger inside and finishes up here. So it does this big loop. The small intestine starts and it goes down. So it's doing this loop around your arm. And the heart in Chinese medicine, they actually call it the emperor of all organs, and I think we can understand why it is called the emperor. It is the master. If we don't have our heart pumping, then we're not going to be here, are we? We're going to be dead and buried. So it really does, and their thoughts are that it rules the whole of our being. It rules our intelligence, our wisdom. Hi there, Claudia, nice to see you. It actually is responsible for our spiritual transformation. And so they see that our mind and our perception, or the mind and the perceptions, actually reside in our heart and not in our brain, as the Western medicine tells us. So this is why it's really, really important to understand a little bit more on what we're doing with this. So the heart also has so many wonderful, wonderful values, and we know this anyway, but what it also does, it dominates our sleep. So sometimes when you're feeling very restless, then it could be that your heart meridian is a little bit out of balance. And the small intestine meridian, because remember, they're working together, they're the yin and the yang, they're working in the fire element together. And what the small intestine does, it's almost like it's the cleanser, if you like. It is the filter that filters out not only the physical rubbish from the heart, but also the emotions. So it filters out from the subconscious and the conscious mind. Hi, Caroline, I haven't seen you for a while. So this is why it's really important when we're tapping on this. What we're doing is we're stopping that psychological reversal. Now, psychological reversal is really having this conflict between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. And sometimes our conscious mind is saying, you know what, I really don't need to be eating that chocolate. Yet the subconscious mind is saying, yeah, but you know what, it's really nice and it makes me feel so good, so I'm just going to do it. So this is why we tap on the side of the hand, because we are going back into that filter. So think of the small intestine is filtering what is good and what is not good between the conscious and the subconscious mind. And so often it's due to the fears that we have, isn't it? The fears that we have. Oh my God, if I'm going to eat that chocolate, I'm going to get fat, or maybe I'm going to get spots all over my face, whatever it may be. So this is why it's really important. If we feel, or if we feel our clients, or I've got this psychological reversal, it does not matter what affirmations you will do. It doesn't matter even if you tap all these other points. If you've got that psychological reversal still underlying, you're not going to shift anything. So this is why this point is really important to tap, so that we're getting into the filter. Okay, is that making sense to you guys? I'm hoping it's making sense. So what we can also say is that when we're tapping the side of the hand, what we're really, really saying is, even though I have this stressful problem at the moment, I'm dealing with it in the best way that I can. And what we normally say in that statement is, I love and accept myself, whatever. And some people have a real problem with that. But what we can say is that even though I have this really irritating problem, or this problem that's really upsetting me right now, I love and accept myself regardless of that. I love and accept myself anyway. And I understand that I'm doing the best that I can, because that's what we're doing. When we've got this conflict going on, and we know our subconscious mind is so much bigger and so much more powerful than our conscious mind, it takes a little bit of getting to actually let go of those messages that are going on in here. And I call this the committee. You know, the committee are on that conference. They are telling you, you've got to have that chocolate because you know how good it feels. Forget about it if it's going to make you fat or make you all spotty. It doesn't matter, because you need that chocolate. You know the chocolate makes you feel good. But if you look at underneath that, why is it you need to feel good? What is it giving you? What is that feeling that you're missing from doing whatever else? Why do you not feel good unless you got that chocolate? It's a substitute for something, yeah? So this is where the psychological reversal comes in. So what else did I want to tell you about this? Because I find it quite fascinating. There's so much of this. So really what we're doing when we're tapping onto this point, we're getting rid of that self-sabotage, because that's what we're doing. We're just constantly sabotaging ourselves. Our thoughts are so clever, and we are just so like, yeah, I want that chocolate. I'm going to have that chocolate. And then after you think, I wish I hadn't had that chocolate. Now I feel really fat and yucky and bleh. So the number one thing to do here, to know about psychological reversal and when you can start tapping on here, is really to have the awareness. Have the awareness first and foremost about, have you got a psychological reversal going on? Is there a reason why you really need that chocolate? Or is there something else that you're missing? Is that the love that you would get from your heart if your heart was in balance? Remember, we got yin and yang, the two meridians, heart and small intestine, working together. So if we can jump back into the pleasure and the blissful balance of our heart space, you're not going to have that psychological reversal and that sabotage going on. Okay, making sense? Give me some hearts if it's making some sense. So number one is having the awareness. Number two, I would also look at then, what are your fears and what is the resistance that is happening for you? What are you fearful about? What is underlying that point of, I need that chocolate? What is that a substitute for? Generally speaking, guys, it's because we're not feeling worthy, or we're not feeling deserving, or we're not feeling good enough. It's because we're not feeling loved. And so often it's the love that we don't give to ourselves. So here we go again, back to the heart. So when we have the heart flowing, if you think of your heart meridian coming up and down, in fact, it comes up from the little finger here. This is what's so beautiful. Now, I'm going to give you a point. So there's an extra to this. And this is not in the tapping, actually. This is actually an acupressure point. Now, heart 7 is right in the crease of your hand here. Okay? Because as we said, the heart meridian comes off just into the middle of the finger here, whereas the small intestine meridian comes on the outside of the finger. So the heart 7 point, and this is where they would put the acupuncture needles in if they felt that your heart needed a little boost. This is where it would go. So you can massage this point. And if you massage heart 7 here on both hands, do it on both sides, you might find actually that first of all you don't really feel too much, but if you keep massaging it, you might find that it's a little bit sensitive, a little bit tender. Then keep doing it. Because when our heart is out of balance, we're feeling a little bit anxious, we feel a little bit ugh. We know that because when we're feeling those horrible feelings, we've got that self-sabotage, we feel it in our heart, don't we? We feel that sort of feeling and we sort of shut down a bit. So by massaging this acupressure point, you are also going to boost the energy in your heart meridian, okay? And then by tapping the side of the hand, we are going to let go of all that self-sabotage and the psychological reversal, okay? So this is the reason we do it. So you can just say, even though this problem is really upsetting me, whatever the problem is, I love and accept myself anyway, and just feel into it, okay? Just know, where do you notice it in your body? Feel into it, okay? I understand and I'm doing the best I can do, best that I can do. And then you can tap around the other points. So what I'm going to do is every day I'm going to give you a little bit of information like this, and I'm going to go through each of the points so that you have more of an understanding of what those points represent, what emotions are connected with those points. Now, going back to the small intestine very quickly, this is actually really, it's sort of like the worries that go on. Those are the emotions that come up with the small intestine. The different worries, not feeling good enough, all those sort of things, internalizing things, okay? Which of course is what we're doing, yeah? So I'm going to leave you with that. Massage that point, tap on this if you feel you've got psychological reversal. If you have any questions and you want to know more, or you want to come and have a session, imagine how amazing that would be, then PM me, let me know. Hi there, Mel. I am just finishing, so you're going to have to watch the replay. But I really appreciate all you watching. And tomorrow, I am going to come back and tell you about this point up here. This point is GV20, governing meridian. Governing meridian starts up at the back of the teeth, comes all the way down to your coccyx bone. A fabulous meridian to talk about as well. So I'm going to give you what happens when we tap on this point, what the physical things it can help with, and also the emotions that are connected. So come back and join me tomorrow. Thank you for watching. I am going to take Miss Rox out for a nice long walk because she's stalking me. It's that time of the day. Have a beautiful day and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.